have to talk to the agent, like, hey, we're going to stop in the match, or I guess.
Yeah, but I don't mean to cut you off, but who decides what the spot is?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. It just says spots to the ring apron, like on the outside of the ring there, that hard part of the apron.
So that can't be done?
If it gets pre-approved, I guess, by the agent and by Tony Khan. To me, it just sounds like they're trying to cut down on it, because that's almost in every match. It just seems like they're trying to cut down on it.
To me, it sounds like they've gotten called on the cops that there's too many guys getting hurt.
That could be it too, for sure. And when you look at it, I remember like WCW standards and practices came in. They started. You guys had to, right? You guys had to start bringing.
Really, yeah, it was really ridiculous.
How does that happen? Is like one of the executives comes in, he like talks to you guys, or like is that at your sub level? Is that your level? Like, what happened?
Oh, it's way over mine. Hey, they send the guy down to the North Tower. Standards of practice is in fits in the production, and he goes over a fine-tooth comb and tells me what you can't do and what you can't do. I remember when they said, foreign object. You have to use the word foreign object. But that's the international object.
I remember, I think it was Benoit and Regal. Somebody had a match on Nitro and there was blood. So you guys took the hard camera shot and zoomed out and didn't take the other cameras, just shooting the hard camera until the finish. And then the guys were out of there and then we went back. It was like, wow, TNT was like, no blood, and there was blood by accident, so you guys couldn't film it.
Right. I mean, seems to me I'm just putting aside of the way. They got this from mandate. They didn't come up with them themselves, I don't think.
That's what it sounds like to me. And it's funny, Eric Bischoff tweeted out, it sounds like something that came from Turner executives, because I've seen stuff like this before, and that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, well, Eric is no better than anybody, so, yeah, if Eric said that, I take it to the bank.
Yeah, I saw somebody from the WWF side, the former talent or writer who worked for WWF, said the same thing. So it's interesting, like, everyone's kind of on the same page thinking that, but AEW hasn't come out and said, like, those are the reasons that this is going to happen, but it does sound like an executive type thing, like, they're like, oh my god, you're leaving the crowd, or using weapons in the crowd, like, I don't want even you taking drinks from fans in the crowd, or using objects from fans in the crowd. It seems like an executive type of maneuver here.
Little things can piss people off, like really things, right? Somebody grabbed a drink from a kid. Well,
yeah.
They were set up or not, somebody in the North Tower could say, oh, that's bullshit. You know. You don't want to get, yeah, you don't want to get under the microscope, that's for sure.
When you look at something like this, is this like a bad sign that your product is going to be weighing back? Because like it happened to WCW and it seemed like it hurt the product.
Maybe in the long term it's good. That you don't, if you don't have a line that you can't cross, so where's the line? You know what I mean? And then when you do that, you get yourself in trouble. So it might be the best thing for me right now. Something I would have seen, something transpired that caused them to write down these set of rules. It isn't like somebody went to the mountain and got a stone tablet and had the rules written on them. Somebody particularly wrote these out because of some situation that happened. So maybe it's a good thing so you don't.
Find Peter Parker. What's the thing on his hand? Find Peter Parker. Find Peter Parker.
maybe it's a good thing so you don't, something doesn't explode in your face. And, you know, it does show that somebody's watching too, and the product that's...
We'll see. And maybe WWF can get a, you know, not that they're in any sort of competition with AEW, but maybe WWE can be a little bit more adult. You know what I mean? Be the more adult programming.
I don't think they're going to change. Why would they change?
I don't know. It just seems like maybe they can get maybe some more fans without being so kiddie and stuff. Like, you know, maybe it's some more adults. Not Attitude Era-esque, but
Touch the elephant. So that's my thought on that anyway. But anyway, this is going to be interesting. Once they open up that, wow. So I think they're saying the Far East or the Near East. Once they open up that, wow. So I think they're saying, let's not rock the boat.
to me, the Bloodline storyline is the best. Maybe not ever, but it's up there. It's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
They'll be running San Paulo just like the UFC does now. You know how UFC goes everywhere? Well, we say that WWE goes everywhere, but that's not true. But now they will. You know, they don't have a... They don't run that much in the Far East or the Near East. Once they open up that, wow. So I think they're saying, let's not rock the boat.
To me, the Bloodline storyline is the best. Maybe not ever, but it's up there. It's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, what would be better?
I don't know. To me, I'm just the NWO. Steve Austin's different, man. Like, those are mine. And Hogan is that. To me, you can get close, but you can't top it. But that's just me.
Well, that was a huge. This was, they did 45 minutes of the guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a big buckets, what it was. The tribal chiefs big buckets.
Yeah.
Huge numbers.
That's awesome, yeah. Awesome.
I don't know if anything can come close to that. I mean, you have individual huge jobs. You have this Hogan, National, the NWO, but here's the difference. I love Kevin, and I love Scott, and I love Six, and I understand. But they were smart enough not to just give anybody a t-shirt.
Right.
And the guy they gave the t-shirt became a huge baby face. So they elevated it. Everybody they touched, they elevated. So that's my thought on that anyway. But anyway, this is going to be interesting to see.
That was a great segment. And if you look just, you know, relatively speaking, the ratings, Roman Reigns, every quarter hour he's in, it's nuts. It's touching almost 3 million sometimes.
Yeah,
Which you think like, oh, that's not great. But in relatively speaking, today's day and age, it's amazing. John Cena ain't touching that.
It's really amazing. Didn't Dave Meltzer say that he wasn't over?
I forget the logic. Still, you think?
JP, did they just give him 20 rules?
Yes. I mean, some of the stuff they're doing, you know what I mean? Like the little fingers, the beer, the gloves, the foods, and everything else.
Yeah, everything. You know, we were really watered down for ours.
They don't see that, I guess, right? They don't care.
They don't like wrestling.
Still, you think?
JP, did they just give you 20 rules?
Yes.
You know, my parents wanted me in at a certain time at night. They gave me 20 different rules that I had to break. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
It's just, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's just fascinating. It's like history's repeating itself a little bit here. Like standards and practices coming in, changing things, rules, like we'll see. And maybe WWF can get a, you know, not that they're in any sort of competition with AEW, but maybe WWE can be a little bit more adult. You know what I mean? Be the more adult program.
I don't think they're going to change. Why would they change?
I don't know. It just seems like maybe they can get maybe some more fans without being so stuff. Like maybe some more adult. Not attitude ever asked, but you know, just more pushing the envelope.
Well, don't you think that this bloodline is so engaging and arranging that they're hitting adults with this?
Oh yeah. Yep.
So what can they do now? They just well, how much do they declare they were worth? 9.3 billion dollars. Obviously, they got that money because the company that bought it saw long-term growth and long-term that they're going to become much more of a global entity, and they'll be running Saudi Arabia, they'll be running India, they'll be running Puerto Rico, they'll be running Mexico City, they'll be running Sao Paulo, just like the UFC does now. You know how UFC goes everywhere? Once they open up that, wow. So I think they're saying, let's not rock the boat.
To me, the Bloodline storyline is the best. Maybe not ever, but it's up there. It's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, what would be better?
I don't know. To me, I'm just the NWO, Steve Austin, Vince McMahon feud. Like, those are mine. And Hogan and Savage. To me, you can get close, but you can't top it. But that's just me.
Well, that was a huge. This was, they did 45 minutes of the Garden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about this, what it was. The Tribal Chiefs court date. Think about that.
Yeah.
Huge numbers.
Yeah. Awesome.
I don't know if anything can come close to that. I mean, you have individual huge Randy Hogan, National, the NWO, the greatest ridiculous. I love Kevin, and I love Scott, and I love Chip, and I understand that they were trying not to just give anybody a t-shirt.
Right.
And the guy they gave the t-shirt became a huge babyface. So they elevated him. Everybody they touched, they elevated. So that's my thought on that. Anyway. But anyway, this is going to be interesting to see.
That was a great segment, and if you look just, relatively speaking, the ratings, Roman Reigns, every quarter hour he's in is nuts. It's touching almost 3 million sometimes. What you think like, oh, that's not great, but in relatively speaking, today's day and age, it's amazing. John Cena ain't touching that.
It's really amazing. Didn't Dave Meltzer say that he was amazing?
I forget the logic. It was like, he's not a mainstream star. He kind of twisted it, but it didn't make sense, so he kind of changed it and twisted it, but